Hey guys, Gameboy3800 here once again, and today I'm going to give you my full review of the Alienware Area-51 m17x-r1. And this is actually the Alienware Corp pre-dell, which makes this pretty old, 2008. But it is actually still a really good computer even today. So much so that I am going to do a series much like I've done in the past. I did a little series, Can You Use an Old Computer in 2016 with Project Envy? I'm going to be doing a similar thing with this. Can you use an old laptop in 2016? So yeah. I need to get more memory, and that'll be about it. Anyways, on to the review. As always with my laptop reviews, I go over the exterior first, and this time it is all plastic. There's no metal anywhere to be seen here. It is pretty sturdy. The screen itself is very thick. About as thick as some laptops are now today, actually. That's quite impressive. Both laptops being this thin and the screen being that thick. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so you can see it's kind of bending down, but it's taking quite a bit of force. It'll be able to take some impacts. And as you may be able to see, it has taken some impacts along the edge here. But it's all still fine and dandy. Up next, I'd like to go over the ports. So, on the front, we have an IR blaster right here. Then on the left side, we have a smart bay that can have either a DVD, Blu-ray, or extra hard drive bay. Then you get 3 USBs, then some audio ports, and then some S-video and TV connection, along with optical audio out. And then next to that is the power adapter, or power socket. I don't like how laptops sometimes have them on the side here, but thankfully, you may have seen me using it throughout these videos of the M17, that I have a small right angle adapter. And that actually makes it face backwards, and that's quite helpful, actually. On the back we have literally nothing but venting all over the place, so I guess that's a thing. On the left side we have a Kensington lock, gigabit Ethernet, firewire, more firewire, HDMI output, another USB. Then you have an SD card slot and an express card reader. So that's that. The alien head does light up whatever color you want, thanks to the alien effects. The alien effects was not mandatory, or not as standard on this model yet. So when we open it up, the keyboard will not light up. It's the model without the backlighting. And yeah, I'm going to try to get one in the future, because awesome. Next up is the screen, and up top, you can see that there is a webcam and 2 speakers, or microphones I mean. And they're actually, well, it's actually a pretty good webcam. It's nice and smooth. I don't know what resolution it is, probably like 1.2 or 1.3 megapixels, because that's what was out at the time. And yeah, the keyboard, let's move this over here. The keyboard is really good for what it is. Does experience quite a bit of flexing though. Anywhere you type, the 5 keys around it will go down a bit. But it's not unpleasant. It is good to type on. The mouse pad is completely flush, and it feels identical to the rest of the palm rest, of which is soft touch plastic, so it feels good quality. But the mouse, if you didn't look where you're feeling, you could be feeling over here, and it would feel the same as the mouse pad. The only way to tell it's a mouse pad is to look for the buttons and the light ring around it. The buttons for the touchpad are really good, really quiet, unless you go at kind of an angle, then it's a little bit louder. And at the top, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on now, let it boot up in the process. It's got like a very light touch power on button. I don't like that, but it's okay, I guess it works. Up top you have your like caps lock, num lock key lights here. Then you have an audio slider, which works quite well. Then you have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, command center launch, and stealth mode enable or disable. Stealth mode puts it into a low power mode to keep battery life from dying immediately. So while this boots up, I will go over the specs. It has an Intel Core 2 Extreme Edition X9000 processor. You can overclock it with little to no issues as long as you have it up on a cooling pad or something. And you can see the keyboard is not lighting up. And yeah. It's got a 500 gig hard drive, Windows 7 Pro x64, 4 gigs of RAM. I will upgrade that to 8 gigabytes before actually using it. And yeah, I'm going to leave Wi-Fi off of this just because. And the battery does hold an okay charge. It actually is a brand new condition battery. I had 98 watt hours when I first got it, and it's about there now. I wonder, the meter I have that it's going to load up, it randomizes. I don't know why, but sometimes it'll say like 93, sometimes 95. Then it will say 98 the next day. I don't know why it does this. Maybe it's a bad battery, but it works. It's powering it up and keeping it from dying immediately. Yeah, see, now it says 93.555. Let's go ahead and save the battery while we can. It's in high performance. Let's put it to power saver. So the graphics card, and this is an NVIDIA GeForce 9800M GT. When this was new, you could get up to 2 of those, but either one of them died or the person who originally got this only got the one. I had another M17 that I'm currently working on, and it had 2 video cards. You can have up to 2 280Ms in this machine, or I think that equates to 2 4850Ms if you're going AMD on this. And yeah, this originally had 2 GeForce GT 8600 GTs. And yes, the fans are facing up. It's a stupid design choice, I think. It makes the fans be right up against the keyboard, and only the GPU on the far side can get air through the top vent here. So yeah, that would make one card be extremely hot and the other, well, not so hot. Dumb design choices aside, this is a fantastic machine to actually use. It's still fast and nippy even today. And let's go ahead and close this out. And playing games on it, even with a single 512 megabyte 9800 GT card, a majority of these games you see loaded up here, like BeamNG, Bioshock, all the Borderlands series, they all work flawlessly. Like, you can play 720p high settings on all of them, and you can get like 40 to 50 frames, like usually no problem. GTASA, everything maxed out. Obviously, that's an old game, but I just wanted to test and play, so I did that. And yeah, that played max settings easily 30 to 40 frames. Which is lower than I thought, but I guess it's still playable, so it's fine. I will go over the screen right now. At launch you had a few options. This is the low end option. A 1440 by 900 standard TN panel versus much prettier I don't know if there was RGB, but definitely IPS 1200p display, 1920 by 1200 was an option, but obviously this doesn't have it. And if I tilt it way back, you will see it go negative very easily. And you can also hear the hinges creaking, so I probably need to replace the hinge system before soon. And speaking of which, the casing, you probably can't see it. I'll see if I can get you a not god-awful angle. Let's see. Zoom into the touchpad. There we go. Oh no, focus, what are you? Why do I have to do everything myself? No, you're not going to be able to see because of white balance. Oh well, I tried. Now there's a thin crack going along the light bar. I don't know what happened, but it seems like something may have just banged it really hard, or some guy rage quit and smashed the computer. And it ended up causing a small crack there, which makes some clicks harder to click in sometimes. It's random, I don't know what causes it. But physically, some clicks are harder to click in than others. And even though the top screen casing is extremely thick, here I have another screen from another unit, and top corner here is busted, which gave it a cracked screen. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this. There you go, you can probably see a thing there. I hope so, anyways. Cracked screen, and I have a touchpad assembly of that same unit. The corner here is cracked and dented. I'm still going to probably end up replacing the palm rest of this with this because it has no crack in the light bar. And, well, I suppose that's almost it. The last thing I'm going to touch on is drivers. Getting drivers for this machine was a complete pain. You have no idea. It took like 3 or 4 installs of Windows to finally get the right version that would actually work. So first it was Vista, it just refused to install. Second was Windows 7 64-bit. Just wouldn't install anything either. Okay, it would install, but it wouldn't install any drivers. Then Windows 7 32-bit, and another hard drive in this machine, works fine, but 32-bit. And now finally a new install of 7 64-bit, and I was finally able to find a driver pack that actually worked. So it took like 4 days just getting drivers on this. It was extremely annoying. And then Windows didn't want to update, so I had to do it manually. Just more pain stuff. How many seconds of gameplay can you get away with until the battery kaputs? I would like to show you. It's perhaps up and running. We're probably not going to be able to play very well because battery power, it'll throttle things to save power. But if we can show even the title screen being above 30 frames, I will be impressed. It will show that this thing has got some oomph, even when off the plug. Speaking of the plug, it needs a massive power brick of 240 watts. Maybe it's 220, but still, over 200 watts. For an old machine like this, that's actually quite a lot. The speakers, they are okay, they're not very loud, and the subwoofer on the bottom does not give a lot of boom. Let's see if it even loads without killing itself. I suspect no. I've never played a game off the charge with this machine. Waiting for it to load. What's going to happen? Hey, it's doing a thing. let's just get to the title screen before it kills the battery. Using 81 watts or 82 watts right now. Actually quite impressive. Come on, load the character. Let's see it be above 30. This is 720p high, as I said before. Searching for DLC, it's not going to find it because the Wi-Fi is off. I suppose I should mention the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is okay. Sometimes it sees 5 GHz, sometimes it doesn't because it's draft N, not full N Wi-Fi. Loading default character. And there we go, we're at 30 frames at the title screen. Hooray! Can I get away with a few seconds of gameplay? Even moving will surprise me. Hey, we're actually loaded up not terribly. No. Oh well, that's going to be all of that before the battery commits suicide. And there we go. So yep, on battery power it still plays at full settings. That's quite impressive. And in power saver mode. Now let's go ahead and shut this down so I can show you a few things on the bottom. And right after that, it'll be the conclusion time. And there is one more stupid design choice thing I would like to show you. And then, I suppose that'll be it. And I'll, force in some of my other videos that I'm going to force you to watch, or something like that. Alright? Okay, on the bottom here, we have all of our panels and stuff. We have the subwoofer here. Doesn't give a lot of boom, but it is noticeable. Battery with the light thing. GPU cover so that you can easily do a thing there. Hard drive and memory cover. And you can probably see here that there are some holes here. They are not there by default. Let's see if I can show you what's under them right quick. Here's a screwdriver thing. Alright, so 1, you have the hard drive it's booting off of. 2, you have the second hard drive. And 3, you have the fan intake. Or the CPU fan intake. Or one of them. Normally, yeah, here we go. Normally, this part of the area is completely blocking these holes here for the fan to get fresh air. And that would make it idle at like 65 to 75 degrees. Even with the brand new thermal paste. But with the holes here giving way for fresh air, it now idles at like 45 to 50. It's like such a huge thing, and all it would have taken was a few more of these grills right here. I don't know why they didn't do this, but I am not pre-dell Alienware, and maybe these design choices were why Dell bought them. And yeah, overall this is a 10-pound beast that you can overclock to about 3.8 to 4 gigahertz without issue. Although I wouldn't because laptop. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a whole series on this, using it as my daily driver. So yeah, if you enjoyed this review with some gameplay off the charge on a really old laptop, then please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, Gameboy out. I will see you in the future.